Virtual machine snapshots allow you to be able to create a point-in-time copy of a virtual machine. It's everything from running memory as well as to the virtual disk status. So if you're going to do an update, maybe you're going to add a new driver, something that could potentially go awry, you have the ability to be able to create a snapshot that keeps it in a known good state. Very great feature that is added to a virtualized environment. Now, in order to be able to support this, the end user can have the ability to be able to create and manage these snapshots. So that allows that end user to be able to manage their virtual machine, but be able to have a safety net in case something goes wrong. But the administrator has to enable this permission for the end user to be able to use this particular feature. And they do it by selecting VM snapshot management options in that group's virtual data center configuration. So it's one way that they can be able to configure that functionality to be able to add those capabilities to it. So there on the right, you're seeing what that would look like within the actual interface, so that particular snapshot that I'm creating there at the top, and then, the actual snapshot list that I have for that particular virtual machine, and that ability to be able to do a revert back to, in the case of, again, running into some challenges there. So you can very easily revert back to a previous known good state, allowing you to be able to, decrease recovery time in the event of something going wrong. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do a quick demo, and we'll show you how virtual machine snapshots work in UCS Director. So in this demonstration, we're going to basically show you how to go through and create virtual machine snapshots. So the cool thing about a snapshot is it allows you to be able to keep an image of a virtual machine. So if you're going to add a new driver or you're going to add a new piece of software, and you want to have the ability to be able to roll back if something goes wrong, snapshots are designed to be able to address a lot of those types of issues. So we're going to do it from the user's perspective. So you see here we're logged in as demo user. We're going to go into virtual resources, and we should be able to see the virtual machines that we have allocated. So here is a Windows 2000 server that is currently powered on and ready to go. So this particular virtual machine, we're going to create a snapshot for. So as you can see on our bar here, we've got a number of different things we can do from the user's perspective. I can shut down the guest, I can put in standby, all those typical virtual machine things that you would need to do from a management perspective. The create snapshot is the one that we're going to focus on right now. So let's go ahead and click that. It's going to ask you to be able to provide a snapshot name. So we're going to say pre-software install. This doesn't matter. It's just whatever you want to name it so that you know what it is. Now, this particular description, we'll just say, before loading MS Office. And then we're also going to snapshot memory. Now, why are we doing that? We're going to snapshot memory because we're running a live virtual machine. Now, if I had this shut down, we wouldn't have to worry about it. It's a very simple process. You can also ensure that the file system is fully, has written all of the files down, and that's what this particular tab does. So it allows you to be able to ensure that you got all the writing finished, so that when you do make that snapshot, it's solid, and you're not potentially going to have an open file that could cause some corruption. So we'll select that as well. So now we'll go through the process, and then it's going to go through and actually do a snapshot on the virtual machine. So let's flip over to look at what's happening on the VMware side. And as you can see here, we're in the process of doing a snapshot. So that snapshot is going through its activities, and it's going to continue until it reaches 100%. At that point, we'll be able to then see the completed process. So now we see that the process is completed, and we get that result back, and now we've got a full snapshot. So the next thing we want to do is verify that snapshot is there. So we just double click on the virtual machine. That's going to pull up all of the characteristics and the details of that particular virtual machine. You will also see a tab here that says VM Snapshots. So we click on that, and we can see that we have that new snapshot. So we've got a number of snapshots currently tied to that virtual machine. This is the most current, so it allows us to be able to then go back to that previous state after we do a software load. And that is how you do snapshots within UCS Director.